So today guys, I'm going to show you how to make a up-down camera system, and by using WASD you can move the camera around just like the games where you build stuff on your plots. Hello everyone, welcome back. My day's really good, so hope your day's really good. Guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a top-down camera system, and by using WASD you can move the camera around on your plot or base plate. So the first thing we need to do is to add a local script into the starter player script. So we need to add a local script. There we go. So in the local script we have to write local user input service equals game get service user input service. Then local run service. Then local run service equals game get service run service. Then local cam equals game.workspace.current camera. Cam.camera type should be equals to scriptable. Cam.cframe should be equals to cframe.new 0,0,0. So then we need to add some locals, so we know when the W key is pressed and when it's not pressed. So local W, comma A, comma S, comma D, and then comma not moving equals false, comma false, comma false, and comma false again, and the last one should be true. Then we will add a user input service. So user input service dot then we have to add game. Then we need to add game get service context action service bind action move cam comma move began comma false comma enum dot keycode dot w, and then we can just copy this and comma enum dot keycode dot a comma enum dot keycode dot s comma enum dot keycode dot d. So after that we can add a user input service dot input ended connect move ended. Then over the game get service context action service we're going to add a function. So local function move began action name comma input state comma input. So in this function we're going to add a if statement. So if input dot user input type equals enum dot user input type dot keyboard, then if user input service, there we go, is key down enum dot keycode dot w, then w should be equal to true, and is not moving, so not moving should be equals to false. then you can just copy this 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then change this to A, this one to A, this one to S, this one to S, and this one to D, and this one to D. Then underneath, if W and not S and not D and not A, then no, you can do it, but yeah, then keep moving, brackets, else if not W and S and not D and not A, then keep moving. Else if not W and not S and D and not A, then keep moving. So keep moving. Else if not W and not S and not D and A, then keep moving. So underneath the move began, we will add another function called local function move ended, brackets, input, comma, GPE. So inside the function, we will add a if input dot key code equals enum dot key code dot W, then W should be equals to false. Else if input dot key code equals enum dot key code dot S, then S should be equals to false. Else if input dot key code equals enum dot key code dot D, then D should be equals to false. Else if input dot key code equals enum dot key code dot A, then A should be equals to false. Then underneath it, we're going to add another if statement. So if not W and not S and not D and not A, then not moving should be equals to true. Else it should be not moving should be equals to false. Then over the move began, we're going to add another function called local function keep moving. So inside this function, we're going to add a repeat. So repeat until if W, then cam.cframe should be equals cframe.new. No, should be equals to cam.cframe plus cam.cframe dot look vector times 0.4. Then another if statement. If S, then we can just copy this, copy and paste, and then we can change the look vector to be minus 0.4. Then we can just copy it again. So then we're going to change the S to an A, and then it should be cam.cframe.right vector should be equals to times right vector times minus 0.4, and then we can just copy paste again and change this one to D, and then it should be equals to, then it should be cam.cframe.WriteVector times 0.4. And then underneath we're going to do run service dot render stepped wait until is not moving, or until not moving. That should be it. Oh yeah, then so we can just turn the camera around. So the best thing to do is to add a part. There we go. Anchor it. Call this cam place. Find the front. So that's the front. Then rotate it this way. And then we can just see minus 90. Oh, sorry. Minus 90. There we go. The front is right here. We can just move it a bit up. There we go. And then inside the local script again, we can just do cam.cframe should be equals to game.workspace.camPlace.cframe. So if we join the game, we should, oh sorry, forgot something. We have to wait for the player. So local plr equals game.players.localPlayer, local char equals game.workspace wait for child plr.name. Inside the keep moving, it should be up vector, and this one up vector. There we go. And if we join the game now, it should work perfectly fine. There we go. So that's how you make a up-down camera system where you can use WASD to move the camera around. So that's the player, and we can move over here, etc. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye.